guys, my name is Megan Larson for those of you who don't know who I am. And today I really just want to chat quickly about imposter syndrome. So, imposter syndrome is something that happens to probably most people, but definitely most entrepreneurs whenever you are going to teach something new or you are embarking on a new journey. It can feel like the thoughts start to come in like, who do you think you are? Are people even going to listen to you? Do people even care what you have to say? Do you even know what you're doing? Do you even have any clue how to teach what you're about to teach? Those are the kinds of thoughts that accompany imposter syndrome. And if you're not careful, it can be really challenging and difficult to move through it and do the darn thing anyway. So, I wanted to just give a couple of quick tips on how I've been able to personally just get through imposter syndrome because I have felt it more often than I would like to admit. But the first tip is to admit it, to talk to, a trusted friend or a spouse. I always talk to my husband about this kind of thing because he's a really great sounding board. But you've got to admit that you feel this way, because when you keep it all inside and when you refuse to admit that that's actually how you're feeling, then it's really difficult to be able to, again, move through it and be like, okay, I feel like this and now I can let it go, versus trying to pretend like you don't feel that way. Because let's be honest, you do, and it's okay. We all feel this way at times. So that's my first tip, is to actually get it out in the open, put some light on it, get some air into the situation, and admit that that's how you feel. And then you can start to move through it. So then start to ask yourself some questions like, why do I feel this way? What might have happened to me in the past that would make me feel this way? And that is typically when I can usually trace it back to being an adoptee, because being given away by your birth parents just does something to a person. Can ask probably any adoptee in the world and they will tell you the same thing. But often, whenever I find myself kind of trying to pull back from either friendships or relationships or something that I know I can do, it typically is because of my past. And so being able to identify that and not let it hinder your future is really important. So just start asking yourself questions. Why? Why would I feel this way? What has happened to me to make me feel this way? And do I want to keep feeling this way? Do I want to keep living like this? Or am I ready to make a new choice? Which brings me to point number 3, making a new choice. We have the ability to choose differently. We don't have to let imposter syndrome take over. We don't have to let it run and rule and ruin our lives. We can just acknowledge it's there, let us feel whatever it is that we're feeling, and then move past it. And sometimes that just looks like taking a step forward, even though you feel afraid. Just putting on, a coat of courage or whatever you want to call it, and just moving through the fear, doing it anyway, doing it imperfectly, because it's not going to be perfect, because none of us are perfect. So let's just take perfection off the table and just do something imperfectly, because done is better than not done, right? Like, done imperfectly is better than never even getting started perfectly. So those are my tips. I hope that they're helpful to you. If you want to see more of my thoughts on this, then feel free to click on the blog post in the description of the video. Or if you want to jump into my Facebook community, I would love to have you. I'm in there all the time. It's one of my favorite places in internet land. And I just show up and encourage. And we're actually starting a new challenge to help you finish a project that you have been putting off. but that needs to be done. So we are going to push right through imposter syndrome and we are going to get it done. So I would love to have you there, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.